Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special interview series, Women in Tech. I'm Kartika, your host, and I'm excited to be shining the spotlight on some amazing women from the Sedin community. In this series, we'll hear from our colleagues, their perspectives, their insights, and lots of unique experiences. Let's get to know the incredible women shaping the future of Sedin. So today we have our senior product owner from Tarka Labs, Sparsh Gupta, joining us. Hello, Sparsh.
Hey, Kartika.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Cool. So I've always had this question to many women who have been doing it in tech. So I wanted to get started with that. Out of all the fields out there and all the industries out there, why did you choose tech? What actually drew you here?
All right. So as I was growing up, I had a keen liking towards, solving puzzles, solving problems, and I even do that now. I always have a Rubik's Cube on my desk.
Wow.
So the curiosity to solve problems, inclined me towards pursuing engineering. So I've done engineering in electronics and communication. And we used to have electronic components, different components that we had, the diode, resistor, LEDs, and we used to form different circuits out of it. So these projects were mostly like joining all of these and creating a flow so that you can see it physically. So if, for example, you combine all of these, and an example could be an LED sensor, right? So once the circuit is complete, the LED starts glowing. And I worked on a couple of complicated projects in college, and it definitely required some software and coding experience there. So that's how I realized that okay, there is a world beyond this also. And if I learn coding, it would definitely help me improve my skills. So behind all of these, once you're operating all of these components, there was always some logic in how you operated it. So from there, I kind of started learning and became interested in coding. And because I could see the real time effects of it, I could see how it if affected the entire circuit that I've created. So I started learning, and I did see a potential in solving real world problems there. So I post that I got my first job as a software developer, and I spent a couple of years improving and implementing my new learned skills. So during the course of it, I got intrigued. When I was creating applications, when I was developing it, I thought of how is it improving lives, all the people who are using it, how is it helping them. So I kind of went into that direction, and eventually I became really fortunate that my manager at that time, and he was my mentor as well, so he presented with me the opportunity to explore the business angle of how these solutions are getting built. So from there, I got the understanding of the challenges that the users are facing, got to interview a lot of people, understood their pain points, understood how they're thinking and what kind of solutions they're looking for. So I started building empathy, which would definitely lead to better, solutions getting created. So even though I did not start as a product owner, but all of these experiences have led me to where I am today. So that is how my journey started and where I am.
That's actually a quite different takeaway because at college, when we are doing a specific course, our mind just gets stuck there.
Yeah.
You told you did EC, right? So usually what happens is our mind gets stuck there and we only think about circuits and all and getting placed in a core company. That used to be our focus during that time. But this is like
The
really good the way.
I got stuck in there. So while I was building, coding was absolutely necessary in the electronics field as well. The language is different, but the basics of coding, how you create a logic, how you build a logic is the core part of it. It is same in the software industry also. So that is how I started learning about it, because I had no prior experience, no prior knowledge of it. And I started building and quite liked how it uh, came out in the physical world.
Awesome. One real good takeaway that I actually get from you is it's like focus on what you actually really want
Yeah.
rather than knowing how to do it.
Yeah, how to do it probably could come along
Figure it
with
out.
you'll figure it out along the way.
Right. That's awesome, Sparsh. So, like, could you share about some significant project or accomplishment that you're really proud of, or something that actually really influenced you and changed your perspective altogether?
Sure. So while I was, transitioning from the role of a software developer. So my first project that I worked on, it definitely is very close to my heart, because it was then that I got the opportunity to transition into the BA role. So I got an opportunity to work with a big client, right? And since this was my first time as a BA, I was learning new things. I was learning along the way. I did not have a lot of experience in how to handle clients as a PO, but I was learning along the way, and I was trying different things that I knew, and which were good for the team as well as for the client, setting up different processes also and understanding new things.
Mm.
So in this specific project that I was working on, we were creating in-house mobile application for food delivery. So there was a executive level building wherein all the CXO level people, they kind of um, sat in that building, and they had their own in-house menu, which was circulated every single day. So new menu was created and it was circulated every single day, and there were different staff, delivery people, the chefs, they were all involved. So what they did was print the entire menu for the entire day on a piece of paper, and they used to go in physically to the CXO's office, and they asked them, what do you want to eat for lunch, what do you want to eat for breakfast, all of these things. So it becomes very challenging. First of all, you'll have to maintain what exactly you want to print on a piece of paper. What is the entire menu has to be fixed, and then you print it up, and it happened 3 times a day. 3 times a day the people went to them to discuss what they want to eat. So CXOs are busy people, they might not have time to indulge in this, but definitely, you need to have your food at proper time. So I from there, this was the problem that came to us, and from there I kind of interacted with a lot of people. I got a lot of exposure from there. I talked with the head chef, understood what exactly they are facing, and coordinated with the staff and the delivery people,
Mm.
as well as the end users, also the CXO level people, their secretaries, as well as a couple of those folks. So I tried to understand all of their pain points and how each of these, and bring out different personas for each of these, and how each different solution fit best for them.
Mm.
So when this was all completed, I could definitely see the changes that are happening in the real life. So the entire company who was stuck towards, printing daily menu, they shifted to using the application overnight. So that was a big shift, and I felt very proud that I was part of it, and kind of enabled it into a better direction. So this project was a huge success and definitely boosted my confidence. And yeah, I like solving complex challenges, so this is something that I loved.
That's really beautiful. It's like you started as a software developer, but you really didn't get stuck to that. Okay, I'm a software developer, and this is what I do.
Yeah. So I think it's also beneficial if you try to explore other opportunities as well that come along your way. So I have definitely embraced all of it and never, stuck to one single thing. Okay, this is what I'm good at, I'll stick to this. I try to explore new things also. So yeah, it gives you an opportunity to look into what's beyond, and try to improve your skills along the way.
Absolutely, yeah. It's too good to see you exploring, and I can see that you're still exploring
I
your
am.
decision as well.
You can find that with people I talk with. So Prem
Yeah.
might be the better person to talk about it, but I definitely kind of I'm putting my feet everywhere. Wherever I get an opportunity, I'd like to explore something. So maybe even if I'm not able to contribute a lot in it, but I still like to gain exposure to a lot of things. So maybe something hits with me and something aligns with me, and I could uh,
Mhm.
diverge in that direction also.
That's good. So I think what I was about to ask next will also be like very relatable to this. So irrespective of the gender, what do you think are like some important qualities or skills that is really necessary for us to thrive in this tech industry?
I believe there should always be a mix and match of technical skills as well as soft skills for every individual who is trying to make their way into the IT industry. So every person, irrespective of their role, should have some tech expertise with them. So even if you are in a functional role like me, it's easy, if you have an understanding of uh, a little bit of tech, it becomes easier to in order it becomes easier for you to communicate to your team members as well as the stakeholders. So even at my role, if I'm able to understand tech, it becomes easier to interact with everyone and not have a lot of dependencies. So even if I'm alone talking with the stakeholders, I get a lot of tech references so that it would be easier for the developers to implement it if I understand it correctly. So from here, maybe communication also plays an important role while working with the clients and stakeholders. It becomes absolutely essential for you to be able to present your thoughts very concisely and clearly. So that is also something that is necessary, in order to in order to progress ahead in your career. And something else could be, adaptability. So while this tech industry is changing rapidly, being open to new ideas and willingness to learn a lot of things can help you get ahead. So as you can imagine, right, it feels like only yesterday that ChatGPT came into the limelight. Now we're building enterprise level solutions using it. So in order for you to advance in your career, you need to be a little bit more adaptable to gain or to get on board with the new technologies that are coming your way. So you'll be ready to keep on learning, and you'll be in a good position to succeed. So curiosity is definitely, you should be curious as and have a knowledge of what is happening in the tech world in order to keep it up. So it definitely will take you a long way.
Right. So when you say like the person needs to know a bit of tech, though they are on a functional role, like to what extent do you think that they should know tech? Is it like they should know specific language, the nitty-gritties of it, or
Which is maybe not necessary, but at least what words that are getting used often in tech industry, right? So any word that you can think of, the developers kind of, when they're interacting with each other, right? I often, in during stand-ups also, when they're interacting with each other, with the other developers, right, they kind of communicate using tech jargons. So if you are aware of those things, if you are able to understand it, you would be in a better position to help out the team also. And they would also have confidence in you that okay, you understand this, and they don't have to explicitly explain to you every single time.
right?
So yeah, that becomes easier. Language is obviously a plus, but it's okay if you don't understand the language. You should still know some tech related jargons and how developers are implementing it.
Absolutely. This is like one different perspective where we focus more on solutions rather than the language. Yeah. I can see that's where the world is moving towards now as well.
Definitely.
Yes.
Because languages, I think they'll keep on evolving. You cannot stick to one single thing. And as I mentioned, right, being able to adapt would be really beneficial for every individual, because tomorrow there could be something else that comes up and disrupts the entire software industry. So trying to keep up with what you are building and what you're learning, it's definitely going to be helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, what do you think are a few initiatives that will be necessary to create a more equitable and inclusive industry in tech? I can see that tech is like really inclusive compared to other industries relatively, but still, what do you think we could do to improve this?
Tech is definitely, as you mentioned, it is inclusive, and we have always taken steps to make it more inclusive for people across, be it different genders, or be it different demographic factors or different races as well. So first thing first, to make it more inclusive, irrespective of the gender that you belong to, irrespective of the race or any other demographic factors, there should always be an equal pay for the equal opportunity, right? So this should be, I believe, strictly followed not only in the tech industry but across every industry. And I feel that every person is entitled to equal compensation for the equal amount of effort that they have put in, right? And organizations have different ways to tackle it. But I think as a start, there could be some parity checks that can be put into place. Maybe they can have it frequently, once a year or twice a year, to mitigate the difference, if there is any, with the current employees in the company. And this could mitigate the difference in the compensation if there is any. And it definitely helps the employees also build the trust for the organization. um, Another thing could be, building a culture wherein you are, um, not even at the organization level, but at the employee level, establishing a culture wherein every employee feels valued and empowered to share their perspectives, right? This plays a very huge role. And this is something that, a lot of organizations can take into account. Another thing that I absolutely love is the flexible work arrangements. So, yeah, after COVID, a lot of companies moved towards work from home, and even Tarka Labs, which advocated work from home way back when it was started. So this is a remote first company, and I absolutely love the fact that it is. And so I feel that offering remote, allows everyone, irrespective of the gender, especially those people who have some caregiving responsibilities or disabilities, they can participate in tech industry from anywhere. It doesn't matter which location they are at. And it definitely creates a more diverse workforce, which help them contribute their talent and expertise without being restricted to one single location. So doing remote hires, providing the flexibility, it brings a, balance to the professional and the personal life. And if I think about myself also, I love to travel. I do that quite often, and I'm working from different locations most of the time. So if I'm being able to, do this without hampering my work, that's absolutely a plus. So yeah, this definitely would help in navigating towards, or building a more inclusive tech industry, or maybe any other industry as well. So
Right.
these are my 2 cents on it.
Absolutely. And work from anywhere is something that you suggested, and I really love doing that.
Yeah, even I love doing it.
Yeah. It really helps us explore a lot, no? And create
So
that balance
it,
between
it
personal
gives
and
you a balance in the personal and professional life. I feel I because I am traveling a lot, as I mentioned, right? And I just need one proper internet connection. That's it. So
mm,
it gives me opportunity to travel, explore different places, and without hampering my work at all. So if the organization is, you know, providing this sort of culture, it definitely impacts how you see an organization.
yes. And I also see that that actually affects the quality of our work as well. It actually gives us better perspectives. We open up more.
Yeah,
Yeah, because different places, different locations, it really brings more brings in more creativity as far
I
as I.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a really good thing, and I wish like every organization considers that from time to time. That's like my personal secret wish.
Yeah, yeah, same. One reason for joining Tarka Labs also was the remote. This was a very plus point for me. So yeah.
Right. Being from an on-tech background and then into tech, no, it was like 2 days of weekends and I can stay at home. I was like
Nice.
shocked. Oh, really?
A lot
Okay.
of positive change for you as well.
Yes. You see the memes where you're like working in a better culture
Yeah, definitely.
and
So
they show like your reporting person is like they say it's okay if you're not able to do it, you could do it the next day and all. I was like really able to relate to that meme.
culture definitely shapes how a company is viewed from a third person's perspective, plus how it benefits the employees also. So uh, culture is a very big plus point, while you're thinking of joining an organization, plus in the tech industry. So tech industry is mostly very inclusive to everyone, and yeah, all these factors matter a lot.
Yes, absolutely, Sparsh.
Yeah.
So, what would you actually like to say all the other young women out there who want to pursue a career in tech?
um, Not only to young women maybe, but to everyone who is interested in pursuing a career in tech, right? My advice would be to never stop learning and be curious, at what is coming at you next. So with the I mentioned that earlier also, with the pace at which the tech industry is evolving, it's absolutely essential for you to keep up with it, because one day it's something else, a new toy comes into picture like chat gpt, and tomorrow could be something else that would disrupt the entire market. So the only way to sustain yourself is to keep on learning and improving your skills. That is how you would be better at what you do, plus gain a lot of knowledge of something that is yet to come by. So yeah, that would be my advice. And it's not only restricted to young women, it's restricted to it is open to everyone who is wanting to get a career into tech.
Right. I just got an ad hoc question. I hope you don't mind asking.
Sure, go ahead.
Like you said about adaptability, right? We have to keep in touch with trends. And as you say, tech is like evolving so much. Every day morning you wake up, there is something, some new upgrade or something going on
Yep.
really seriously. So what do you think? Like when do you think we should actually give in to this trends? Or do you think like no, let it flow, we'll see how things go and then take it up? When do you think will be the right phase to start exploring?
So from a personal level, I think you can definitely go ahead and read about it, study about it. If you want to build personal projects, you're open to do that. I'll also give you an example of what we are doing at Tarka Labs.
Mm.
So chat gpt, it's been only I think 2 years now, to more than 2 years around, right? And we are building enterprise level solutions for clients using chat gpt. So it's never too early. I think you can uh, start using it. I think there's always a learning curve involved, and how the new tech is evolving, for to make it better also, the company is putting in a lot of efforts. But you can always start building personal projects for yourself and try to improve your skills, get onto the bandwagon of it. And yeah, it if it doesn't do anything for you, at least you got to learn something new, at least you explored something. So
Right. So I just got one more question. Like, how do you think mentors play a role in tech industry?
oh,
How
they
your relationship with mentors? How did they help you?
so the first mentor that I was talking about, right? That was in my very initial career. So I was good at coding. I was decent at coding. I wouldn't say good, but I kind of, when I shared that I had an inclination towards exploring the business angle also, um, he came to me and gave me the opportunity. There was one client that wanted a BA specific role, and at that time, they were also exploring who can be a right fit to it. So he presented to me that opportunity, and he understood what probably I would be better at. What are my skills? He understood what my skills were, what kind of role I would be a good fit at. And he also gave me this opportunity, right? That okay, fine, if you are not liking it,
Mm.
you can always revert back to the development. So having this sort of faith in me, it um, helped me a lot in my career. And it's absolutely necessary, and it becomes very easy for you if you have a mentor who can guide you, who can understand your skills and help you navigate into the direction that even you did not know you wanted to go into. So yeah, having a mentor is really great. And if you find one, definitely uh, it would be excellent for your career.
Thank you so much, Sparsh, for joining us today. All your perspective was very insightful, and it's really lovely to see the way you approach life, take things up, and deal with things. Yeah. Stay curious, just like now.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for inviting me, Kartika. This was really nice. Probably my first time doing this kind of activity, but I really had fun.
Wishing you to do many more.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye bye.